Hi. Let me share my screen with you. There we go. Okay. So we are recording, and I am going to make sure I can go live in the group. I know this is always a little tricky. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Is it live? Okay. So it looks like we're live. Yay! Okay, so I am sharing my screen with you. Let me make sure I can get this to all work together. Okay, it appears to me that we are both live and I'm sharing my screen. So hopefully you see this the way it appears to me as well. So a couple quick things. Welcome. I am Sasha Reinke, mindset coach and master healer in Reiki and a few other modalities. And if you want more from me, go visit my website, www.littleduckretreat.com. That's my other one. That's my other one, SashaRenke.com, www.SashaRenke.com. And I am going to share with you today on how to create a digital vision board. This is something I've been doing for about 5 years now. So this will be the 5th year. So I've done this 4 previous years. And what's very exciting is that everything I put on my vision board always manifests, always, without a doubt. Now, there are a couple ways that I use my vision board that are a little bit different than what I've seen other people use vision boards for. And I'm going to share today with you how I use it, how I make it. The very first key fundamental difference that I do is that I make a goal for myself, basically. So it's sort of my vision of the year of what I really want to accomplish. That is my, overarching main priority. And then I create usually 3 to 5 additional sort of wish list goals below that. And so I'm kind of like making like a little pyramid. So there's my fundamental goal for the year. And then there's sort of things that will aid that goal. So instead of just saying, oh, I want to make $1 million, or I want to move into a house, or I want to travel to Bali, the idea is that that first goal that you're doing, that is the thing that above all else you will make happen. So for example, last year, my big goal was to create course material and to bring my business online. Now that was actually my goal before COVID, and COVID sort of helped kind of fuel it a little bit. But below that were my goals on, so the whole thing was to bring my coursework online and actually work online with people, not just in person. And when I do that, the supporting goals are create a platform, like a members hub, right? So that's a goal, but it also aids in the overarching goal. So create curriculum that is actually applicable to what I do, that aids in the overarching goal, that top priority goal. Figure out how to advertise and market and create what I'm doing as a funnel to bring traffic in. So that primary goal is now sort of funded, right? It's funded with, dollars coming in, but also people coming in and becoming aware of the actual, what I do. So this year for business, my goal is visibility, right? So last year I got all of the sort of the nuts and bolts and foundation created. This year is really the visibility of it. And the other thing that I'm doing is health. So this year, now that my oldest is 8 and my youngest is 5, Mama wants to make my health a priority. I've been taking care of everyone else, and I figured now is the time to really make sure that I'm taking care of myself. So this year you'll see in all my pictures. Now I'm going to move this screen. I am using Canva, by the way, in case you are a Canva fan. If you've never heard of Canva, it's canva.com. It is basically a beautiful tool that is super easy to make graphic design or graphic art on. You do not have to be a graphic designer to use it. It is super simple, super effective, and very easy to learn. Plus it's free. So I do pay for the updated version, but everything I'm going to show you is completely available in the free. I did the free version for like 3 or 4 years before I upgraded. And that was only because I needed, pings with a transparent background. So you won't need that. So I'm showing you here, this is my screen. Before I prepped for this video, and these pictures here are all of, ignore the recipe, that's something different. These are the things that are kind of on my goal list. So you'll notice a lot of very specific things here: health, fitness, eating right. That's my big goal. So I'm going to go over now. When I do this, I usually do a clip screen. So I do like Shift Alt 4 on my keyboard, and it will pop up. Oh, Shift, window sign 4. There we go. And I do this little thing where I collect it, and then I create an image from that. So before you make your vision board, you can go and sort of scour the internet. You can go to Pinterest, you can do Google Images. If you are following someone that you really admire on social media, and they have an image that you're like, oh, that just kind of like, that's the epitome of what I want to do, go ahead and take it. These are for personal use. So this is not meant to share on, so this is kind of, then you get a clip screen. There we go. So this is not meant to be shared on, big social media, fanfare. This is not, taking someone's images and trying to steal them. This is just literally creating a vision for what you want to accomplish, what you want to achieve. If you do share your vision board, by all means, give credit if you took pictures from, someone's specific profile and say, hey, I really admire so-and-so. And so I added them to my vision board. So what we're going to go ahead and do here is basically collect your images. That's the very first thing you'll do. Then you'll head over to Canva. I've already logged on, but if you don't have an account, obviously create an account. If you do have an account, just log in. I am going to go over here where you can see this little purple button that says create a design. Click on that. And then I'm going to do custom dimensions because I'm going to frame this in an 8x11 frame. So I'm going to go from pixel to inches, and basically I'm going to do a 8.5 by 11. So a standard piece of white paper, 8.5 by 11 design. So it'll pop up. And there is now my piece of paper. So I am going to frame this eventually in a simple, cheap black frame. I get them from Dollar Tree. It's the same one I've used for years because if it falls, I'm not upset. I do keep this by my bedside. Now, here's the thing. This is, obviously this is vertical. So if you wanted to do one, I'll just X this out, and you wanted to do a horizontal one, so it'd be wide, you would just swap the dimensions. So you'd go 11 by 8.5. And poof, now you have your horizontal image. So I do like horizontal images, so I'm going to stick with this one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to uploads on the left-hand side. I'm going to upload media from my device. Give it a second to think. And I'm going to upload these images. I have a bunch on my desktop. This is what I just clip screened a bunch of things for. And then I'm basically just going to kind of go through and snag these pictures. There we go, collect them all, enter. So while that is uploading, I'm going to talk about a vision board. So a vision board is basically a board or a poster or a piece of paper that sort of is a consistent reminder for your brain, your unconscious brain, to say, hey, these are the things that are important to me. This is what my prefrontal cortex told me was important, right? There's a distinction between your unconscious brain and your frontal core, prefrontal cortex thinking brain. Your thinking brain is the brain that's listening to me chat right now. It's the one that's probably multitasking and, thinking about your to-do list. That is the brain that gets things done. It gets shit done, right? However, it gets distracted very quickly, and its goals can get sort of washed away or turn into unimportant if anything else supersedes them. So if you have kids, if your goal is to work out, but you have kids and they, they are more important than your workout. So your workout gets dumped, even though your thinking brain says, this is important to me, I want to do it. I know that it's for my health. I know it actually makes me a better mom because I feel better when I work out, and that I'm actually less stressed. I'm more at ease. So I know it's important. But if they're sick or they're, having to do, let's say, distance learning, homeschool, and you have to go help them, your workout gets dumped, even though it's important to you, even though your prefrontal cortex says this is a priority, it will get dumped because your unconscious mind knows that your kids are more of a priority than your workout. Now, I'm not saying you need to change this and make your kids not a priority, but for an example, if you, talk about eating right, let's say you're at work and you grab something that's super fast and easy, but it's not necessarily the nutrition your body needs. It's the same concept. Your brain, your prefrontal cortex, your thinking brain is saying, I know this isn't good for me, but your inner core, underlying unconscious mind says, I'm hungry, I want the sugar fix, and I feel like it will be comforting. So I'm going for it, even though I know it's not good for me. So what you have to do is you have to get those two on the same page. You have to get them literally identifying that what it is that you say you want to do is just as important as what you feel in your unconscious mind is going to make you feel good and feel nourished and feel safe and feel happy. So how do you do this? A vision board is a beautiful tool, but it's only a tool. So the idea behind this tool is that you're going to put on those things that you know that you actually want to do. So if you're like, I want to make $1 million this year, and you have no idea how to do that, probably don't put that on. I'm not saying don't, but you need to think, how am I going to make that happen? Okay, if I'm going to, not just win the lottery, but am I going to teach courses? Am I going to become a public speaker? Am I going to write a book? Am I going to, invent something? Do I have something pending that, could make that happen? What is going to make that manifest for you? So there's the actual idea of what you want, and then there is the process to get it. So just like a fit, body, I want to have a very fit mom bod. The thing is, I know that I have to still take the action. I can't just put it on my vision board and poof, it happens. I still have to take actionable steps to make it happen. So what the vision board does is it keeps this concept, this thing that you want, in your mind consciously. And then, because your brain starts to recognize it as a normalcy, right? It starts to kind of like weasel its way into your unconscious mind. Your brain, your consciousness, your prefrontal cortex, your thinking brain is only 5% of what you are thinking. Your unconscious mind takes care of 95% of the rest of everything that you do, everything you think, everything that you actually kind of become. It's all in that background. So we use this tool to kind of weasel our way into that unconscious mind. The thing is, you'll see this in, like, for example, like political campaigns where you see posters and you see billboards and you see, pamphlets at your door, and you'll see commercials, and you'll see all these things. The reason why is because your conscious brain, right, is like, okay, I don't want to watch this stuff, whatever, I'll start to ignore it. But that is when it gets into your unconscious mind, it becomes normal. That background noise is now constantly being filtered through your unconscious mind. Now, this can be a wonderful asset to you, or it can be detrimental. In this case of the vision board, we're making it an asset. We know that our brain has chosen these, 5 things that are important. We want to accomplish this year. But our unconscious mind says, well, we don't quite align with that. Like sleeping in is more important to me than getting up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. to do my morning routine, right? Or, eating cake is really delicious and I don't really feel like eating a salad right now. So what we do is we use this tool to filter into our unconscious mind. And here's the beauty of it. Your unconscious mind will constantly see that vision board, which means it's getting the message, this is important, this is important, this is important, okay? And so it starts to recognize, oh gosh, you know what? I do want to have that fit, tummy. I do want to eat healthy. I do want to, make this money. I do want to have this goal that I've chosen. And so you're now talking to your unconscious mind. So every time you consciously look at your vision board and think, I want this to happen, now you're also
identifying with your unconscious mind that, hey, this is relevant, this is still here. So you're receiving that visual stimuli, that it's still present, and it starts to become more and more relevant to your unconscious mind. And so what we do is we pick that primary goal, and then you pick the sub goals that help elevate that goal to happen. So if you want to write a book, let's say the book is the big goal. Well, great. You want to set a good habit. You want, so that would be like maybe a morning or an afternoon or an evening routine where you can write. You want to be able to journal. So you have creative space, creative time. You want to, let's say, meditate. So you're in that really good flow state, right? These are wonderful habits to add to your list, but their overarching premise is to get that primary goal achieved. And so not only are you setting good habits and creating good routines, but now at the end of the year, you've got a finished, manuscript, that kind of thing. So what happens with this is your unconscious mind will then take all of that stimuli and start to help you, aid you in making choices to make it happen. So even though, let's say you only look at your vision board once a week or every Friday, or let's say you see it in the morning because you posted it on your mirror, you kind of look at it and you're like, okay, good. Those are my goals. So your unconscious mind will be saying, well, wait a minute, I keep getting this visual cue, this stimuli that says, I want this, and I want this, and I want this. So maybe I won't eat that cake, for lunch, or I won't eat dessert, or maybe I'll, add intermittent fasting to my routine, and, maybe not eat breakfast in 10, or stop eating food after 6 p.m. So I get that intermittent fasting. Whatever it is, your brain will start helping you, aiding you to make choices that align now with those goals, with that vision board. And that is why it will work. And so I notice now that all the images have popped up. So we're going to get into the actual creation portion. And this is really fast. It's really, really fun. And it's really cute. So you can do this a couple different ways. You can either go to Canva and look at elements and put in photos. If you really like or enjoy a super structured visual. So let's say you wanted to have, let's say, all of your pictures. I'm going to do a duplicate here. Let me move me over so you can see. So I'm going to do this little box here with the double box. That's a duplicate. So you can duplicate your pictures. And let's say you really like a structured look to your vision board. That is okay. And then I would just kind of like collect these, maybe make them a titch smaller, duplicate the whole grouping, and then poof, now I've got this nice structured grid. Or I'm going to add page. If you just want to go to your photos, your uploads, and start clicking them in there. So click, click. These are all the uploads that I just added to Canva. There we go. And so now I have this pile basically of images. Now, some of these are clip screens, so they're not super high resolution photos. That is okay, I don't care. My goal for these pictures, and I'm just gonna come over here, I'll show you position. You can add them forward if you want to, because these are all kind of on top of each other. So I am just going to start to rearrange these, right? So here's this one, it's in front, so I'm gonna do forward, and this might be my main one that's in the center. Here's Cameron Diaz with her badass arms. Right now I'm going to go ahead, no offense, Cameron, I'm going to go ahead and put you up here so I can just see your arms. Now this one did not come out that well. That's okay. I might replace it, or I might just leave it. That's all right. So here is my goal. I'm going to collage the hell out of this, right? Because that's what I personally like. Now you can do this any way you want. If you want a super structured system where you just, again, I'll go to uploads and you just plop these into different sections, and you can still, like, I'm going to double click on this picture of Cameron Diaz. I'm going to make it larger, align it, center it, enter, and poof, there we go. So if you really want a structured vision board, you can certainly do that. You can also give it a, here, we'll just pop that in, make it a little smaller, and then I'm going to use this as sort of a centerpiece, right? And then kind of bring in some of these elements, right? So you can do it either way. I personally, I really enjoy sort of the collage aspect of the vision board. So I'm going to bring this one front and center. We're going to position that forward. So you'll notice a trend on mine that I am really this year going to focus on health and eating right, working out, getting fit. That's my goal. And that is going to go forward. So I turned 40 this year, and as a result, like I realized personally, I might put that one up there. I realized that personally, I just have not been, delete that one, I have not been taking care of my health as much as I really would like to. And so that is sort of the goal. So here we go. I must be stronger than my excuses. And I know it's so hard, right? It's so hard. Like my biggest excuse is when my kids want something, they become the priority instead of what I want to do. So there we go. All right. Alrighty, so here my left side is sort of the fitness health side, and then my right side over here is going to be sort of my business side. So this is, you know, my goals are still pretty much very similar to last year, or my goals were, and that is to get my business actually off the ground, to be teaching, which is fantastic. I love that. And to, see, I'm going to go ahead and make this, position it backwards so it fits in nicely. There we go. And basically just a little bit of progress every day on my business, because since I have had a business for the last 14 years, I know just how much a little bit of work every day makes a huge, huge difference. All right, meditation. Here is my Write That book. Let's bring that forward. I have a book that I want to write. Put that there. And then in the background here, you'll notice I have a couple little, I'm going to move that over there for a sec. All right, I have this really fun hotel picture because I just brought my kids to a hotel and it was so much fun and they really loved it. They're very young, but they really, really loved it. And I realized just how much COVID affected us, right? And the fact that we kind of never go anywhere. So this year, even though, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of getting distracted with my picture here. Even though who knows what travel will be like this year, my goal is to still bring my kids out and about. So what I just did, my husband stayed home. He was holding down the fort with our business at home. And I took the kids literally just to a hotel. It was just one night. We did early booking and we got there nice and early. We were able to go to the pool. We were able to do all these fun things and it was awesome. So my goal for this year is to basically just take them out. There you go. I like that one more. And just take them out more. Take them out. Let them just enjoy life and experience hotels. So I have, let's see, Sedona is on here because I would love to take the kids to Sedona. And let's see, where's the hotel? There's the hotel. So here's Sedona in the background. Here is my meditation. More meditating because I know that habit-wise, that will actually make me happier. I'm going to go forward with that one. And there we go. So you may be super impressed or not so impressed with this process. That's okay. But I really encourage you to just go and do it. So this is basically going to be my vision board. Now I may make a few tweaks here and there. This, you know, isn't really lining up as much as I'd like it to over here. I might just make, oh, you know what? This looks cute here. Bring that forward. And then a little bit of progress adds up, because it really does. Just a little progress every day makes a huge difference. I'm going to put that one actually right here, in what you can do and accomplish in a year. It's amazing. So that, oh gosh, look, I have this cute little random square. Let's go. Okay, I'll show you elements. You can just click on, I'll say namaste. Let's see what pops up. Ooh, meditation. That's fun. More prayer. Okay, so I might just come in here and put this cute little thing here for meditation. And let's see, anything else that looks super cute? Maybe this girl. Maybe this girl instead of the hands. So more meditating. Awesome. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with this. Honestly, I don't need it to be, and then I have another little space here I can actually do something with. Let's do mudra. I love mudras. Mudras are the hand symbols that go with your yoga practice. So I might just do a little mudra symbol here. That's a very simple one, but something like that. I'm not totally keen on that, but anyways, I can come back to it. So that hand looks weird to me. Okay, maybe happy. Where's a happy thing? There we go. Joy. I want to feel joy this year. Lots and lots of joy. So we'll just put that little happy face. There we go. All right. So I'm pretty pleased with that. It's cute. Okay. So this would be my vision board. Now what I would do is just print it like normal. And when you do download it, so you would do download over here on the right. You're going to download it as a PDF print. Okay. And I'll just do page 2 because I made that sample page 1 just a second ago. So this is page 2. It'll prepare your design. It'll make it so that the resolution of the ink is a little bit bolder when you do PDF print instead of just PDF. And then you can go over to wherever you keep, let's see if it'll let me pull it, wherever you keep wherever your downloads show up on your computer. You're just going to go to your downloads, pop that up, and then I will show it to you. Here is my PDF. And if you double click, it should pop up as a, there we go, as a visual. Maybe. And I might have too many things that my computer might be getting slow. Let's see if it'll pop up for me. Oh, there it is in the background. All right, here it is. And so that is my visual. So this is, notice like a couple of the things are a little pixelated. So like the teach is a titch pixelated. Maybe I can make that a little bit smaller. Everything else, laugh more, that's fine. When, again, this is going to be an 8.5 by 11 frame. So it's not that big. So I put mine next to my nightstand or on my nightstand. So when I wake up, that's the first thing I see. And so it just kind of like, I just kind of do like a swooping visual of it. You don't have to necessarily, and I might realign this. Look how this has just a titch over. So I might realign that. But I just kind of like go from the left to the right and just kind of like swoop down and swoop in a circle. Now, here's a question that I do get asked. Are words better or are pictures better? It really depends on you. So if you are a quote person and you love quotes, quotes are meaningful to you. They have a effect on your emotions. So then quotes will work for you. If you look at quotes and you're like, then don't bother putting quotes. Just put pictures, put images. And you can actually add like pictures of your family or pictures of things that you've done. Let's say you've gone to Hawaii or you went to Bali and you want to go back. Put a picture of that experience because it has a very personal, vibration feeling for you. The important part about this is that you feel the gratitude or excitement or the love or the joy from the images. Like, I really would like this. I really like it. Makes me feel something, right? Because your feels will tap into your unconscious mind much faster than any words ever will. So your unconscious mind will work in those feelings. So if you put pictures on, let's say you make the whole thing and you're not really getting those feelings, redo it or tweak it here and there. Okay. But the idea is that you are really feeling it. You're like, gosh, this would be so amazing. Now, what I do with my personal practice, when I look at my vision board, I'll look over at it. I kind of do like a sweeping visual of the whole thing because I know what's on there, right? And then I just kind of give like a little, like, I'm grateful that all of this is happening. All of this is coming true. I know that this is going to come true. Now, here's the trick. If you have not used a vision board before, and so you don't know that this is going to come true for you, or you feel like you're tricking yourself or lying to yourself, tell yourself the words that it's all right to happen. So this is kind of a little unconscious mind trick. When it comes to telling us things like, I am strong, I am confident, I am bold, it might feel a little weird, like, it seems like bullshit, right? But if you tell yourself, I feel good letting myself become strong, or I know I am becoming strong, or I give myself permission to become confident and strong and bold. When you give yourself that leeway, it breaks up like the default in your brain, your unconscious mind. Instead of saying, that doesn't identify, I don't identify with that as a fact in my unconscious mind, you are giving yourself permission to allow it to happen. And your unconscious mind says, oh, that's neat, that's coming. Oh, okay, that's cool. Oh wow. Oh, I didn't know that's what we're going to be doing. Neat. And so it creates a different synapse connection. So the way your brain works is you have your dialogue, your internal dialogue, your vocabulary, what you're actually speaking out loud, the internal dialogue of what you're thinking in your mind. And all of this information is going in through different synapse connections, these little stimuli, right? This electromagnetic stimuli. In your mind, you have like a little compartment for all of these thoughts. And what your brain does is kind of like in a mailroom, it starts shooting these thoughts to different spots, these different synapse connections. And if you already have a bridge to one spot to another, like I am confident, that's great. You have a bridge. That means you have a connection from one synapse thought to your unconscious belief. If you do not have a bridge to those two spots, it kind of fizzles out. It's like, there's nothing, there's really nowhere to go. So it kind of goes into like the junk pile, right? And that's why it doesn't feel authentic when you say these things like, I'm badass, or I can do this, or whatever, right? Because that bridge hasn't been made. But when you say things like, I'm allowing this to happen, your brain says, wait, like, oh, we can build a bridge. Okay. And then when you say it again and again and again, that bridge gets complete. And so now you have a spot for this mail, right? This information to be sent to, and it's being received from your unconscious mind. So what you can do is you can say like, I am allowing myself to become fit. I am allowing myself to eat well and feel nourished, and at the same time eat the food that I know will give my body, the health it needs, or whatever it is that you want to say. Make it your own language, like it's conversation language, right? So you don't need to copy precise things. You need to make it whatever you would naturally say in real life, because that's what your inner voice, that's what your brain is hearing. So it doesn't need to be what someone else said. It needs to be what you believe to be true. Okay. And it will create that synapse connection for you. And now this information will be received as authentic and real and truthful. And so it'll get easier and easier to make those choices because now you've got the synapse bridge built in your brain. So I hope this was super helpful, and I would love to see your vision board. So if you make one, tag me just at Sasha Reinke through Instagram or Facebook. And if you have any questions, by all means, shoot me a DM if you're over on Instagram, or send me a message here on Facebook. And I would love to know how you use your vision board, or if you have any questions about how to make it manifest faster. Let's see here if I can see if there are any questions or anyone's on. Let's see. let's see, I can't tell from this screen. That's okay. Anyways, so so if you watch this on the replay, tag me down below, hit hashtag replay, or just write replay, put an emoji and put replay. If you're not familiar, any comments down below kind of kicks it to the top, makes it important on Facebook, and I would love to hear from you. So have a wonderful New Year, have a wonderful January, and get on that vision board. And also, I would love to hear in a couple months, if you start to see your progress, tag me, let me know about it. All right. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon.